Now students, continue with the topic figure of speech. Today we are going to start with the ninth one, that is synecdoche. Now what is synecdoche? A part stands for the whole or the whole stands for a part to create poetic effect. Now in this the poet wants to say that if the poet used the part of a something or the whole part of something to create or to draw the attention of the reader, it is known as synecdoche. Now we'll go with the example. Their hands are ours and in their lines we read. Again I'm repeating the sentence. Their hands are ours and in their lines we read. Now the word hands. Now the student, you come to know that hands, which are the part of our body, and that's why it is an example of synecdoche. The second one is don't break the shutter of the window. Now shutter means the glass. The window is made by the glass. Now the glass is a part of a window, and that's why it is also an example of synecdoche. So synecdoche, you can find the part of something or the whole part of something which is described by the poet for reader's attention, and that's why it is an example of synecdoche. Now moving forward to the next one, that is hyperbole. What is hyperbole? A statement is emphasized by overstatement. So in this figure of speech, the poet will use an overstatement or the exaggerated form of a words or a sentence to here or so for creating a poetic effect. Now example, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. Now the word thousand. Now the students, the dreams which we see that cannot be counted. But here the poet counted the dreams and he says that he had seen the thousands of dreams. Now it is an impossible or an overstatement which is given by the poet, and that's why the word thousand describes the overstatement represented by the poet, and that's why it is an example of hyperbole. In hyperbole, the poet can use the exaggerated form of words or a sentence or an overstatement, and that's why the word thousand, the dreams cannot be counted, but here he counted the dreams and he says that he had seen thousands of dreams, and that's why it gives an overstatement and it is an example of hyperbole. Now we'll have the next one is litotes. What is litotes? Use of negative words to convey positive meaning. Now here the poet is using the negative words no, never, not, but to convey positive meaning. The student, you should remember that the negative words used by the poet, but and only to convey positive meaning. That comes under litotes. Now we'll have the example, don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books from the table. Now in both the example, the poet had used the word don't, not. This not word, negative word, is used by the poet to convey the positive meaning that we should not make any mess or we should not do some untidy things. So this negative word are used to convey the meaning that we should not make the things untidy, and that's why this is an example of litotes. Litotes is described by the poet by using negative words to convey positive meaning. Now next figure of speech is exclamation. What is exclamation? Use of exclamatory form to draw the reader's attention. In the bracket I have mentioned that exclamation mark is used in a sentence. So students, when you find the exclamatory form of a sentence, which sentence ends with exclamation mark? But normally always it is not used, the exclamatory mark is not used by the poet, but still the poet produce an exclamation form of a sentence, then it called as exclamation. For example, we will serve you 20 hours a day. Now as you know that at the end of the sentence I have put the exclamation mark. So you come to know that it is an exclamation form of figure of speech. But many a times it happens that poet could not write or could not make the exclamation mark, and still it is an exclamation figure of speech. For example, you can say, wow, we won the match. Now at the end you did not find any exclamation mark, but still the poet used the exclamation form of sentence, and that it comes under the exclamation figure of speech. Now moving forward to the next one is interrogation. What is interrogation? The question is asked not for the sake of getting an answer, but to create poetic effect. Now the poet in this used the question interrogative form of a question, but not for sake of getting an answer, but for poetic effect, or maybe to draw the attention of the reader. Now we'll have the example. Would you call a friend from half across the world? Now at the end of the sentence you can see that I have put interrogation mark. So interrogation form of a question is asked by the poet in the sentence or in the poem. It is called as interrogation. Now we'll have the last one, that is internal rhyme. Now students, you know that the rhyming words, when two words are rhyming with each other, we can call it as rhyming words. For example, come, some, sing, wing, go, so, say, way, we, see. These are the rhyming words. Now that two rhyming words, you can find it in a one single sentence. It is called as internal rhyme. So what is it defined? Use of two or more words which rhyme within a single line of a verse. In a poem, you can find two words which are rhyming with each other in a single sentence. It is called as internal rhyme. Now we'll have the example. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers. Let us remember whenever we are told to hate our brothers. Now in this sentence there are two words which are rhyming with each other, that are remember and whenever. Now in remember and whenever, these two words are rhyming with each other, and that's why it is an example of internal rhyme. Now students, after completing the topic figure of speech, I have framed one exercise for you. Now this exercise you need to write it in your notebook and find the correct and possible figure of speech. Now there are 7 sentences. Now in this you can find two figure of speech in one sentence also. So as I have completed, or as I have written in an example, just like that way you need to complete it. I'll just read the sentences. Crumbling rafters, crumbling wood. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Make the heart steadfast. You brought the rain again. And sorry, I could not travel both. How beautiful and graceful are his shape, over the fields and water too. Now in all 7 sentences you find the correct figure of speech and complete it in your notebook. Thank you.